Hi, I'm John McGuire, founder and director of the Kinesiology Institute. Thank you for tuning into this video. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell to be notified when we post new content. And go to kinesiologyinstitute.com to learn more about applied kinesiology. Now I'm going to show you how you can use muscle testing to find out specific acupressure points that need work. See, an acupressure point is like a little antennae along the meridian system that transmits energy to other points throughout the body. So you can think of when you touch a spot, if it's not transmitting energy enough, it will then cause a strong muscle to go weak. Now, it doesn't matter where you, the practitioner, touches the point or the person that you're working on touches the point. Either way, it will show if a point needs work. We're going to use it in the context of clearing a headache. And when you have a headache, it's a sign of blocked energy. And there's some specific points that are often needed to be worked when a person has a headache. So you can use this in your practice to quickly find what points you need to work. And I've used it so many times with incredible results and quickly finding exactly the point I need to work. So if a point tests strong when you're touching it and then muscle testing, you don't need to work it. But if it's switched off, you touch the point, it will go weak, and then you'll be able to do the acupressure point and then see at the end, is the point testing strong? And then, does the person feel better? Which is what really counts. So I'm going to bring Catherine up and we're going to see what we need to do to help clear her headache. So Catherine, you mentioned that you have a headache right now. Can you describe it for me?
I have kind of a throbbing headache at the front, and on the back side of my head, it kind of feels like a tight pulse. Give it about like an 8, if anything, if I could give it a number.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being worse, you're at an 8 right now.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to do some muscle testing, and any problems with your shoulder that I shouldn't be applying pressure on the arm?
Nope.
Okay. So you're going to meet my pressure with your elbow straight, hand relaxed, gradually increasing pressure. Ready? And meet my pressure. Okay, hold. Okay, so I just do about 4 to 6 pounds of pressure, and it's solid. Now I'm going to touch specific points, or I can have her touch them. And I like to use 2 fingers so I get a neutral polarity. So what I'll do is I'll start with the point right back here. This is at the base of the skull, right off of C1, just under the skull, right at the top of the neck. That's gallbladder 20. So hold as I push. Ooh, see what happens there?
Yeah.
And just the weight of my hand, and boom, it goes. Now, if I touch with 1 finger, just a note, see if it changes. See, that's strong. So that's why you want to use 2 to get a neutral polarity. Now, if I touch with the other finger, the middle finger, then it actually goes weak. So that's where better to have 2, then you'll know you're not missing it. That's for every point. Okay, so we know that's going. Okay, let's check another point here. I'm going to have you touch right where your glasses would sit if you're wearing sunglasses. And let's see if you can do 2 fingers and a thumb like that. So that way you've got neutral polarity of the thumb, neutral polarity of the fingers, and see what we got. And that's going. That's bladder 1, the beginning of the bladder meridian. That's often involved in headaches. In fact, if you have a migraine, often pinching there will help relieve that. Now there's also bladder 2, right at the eyebrows here. Again, it doesn't matter who's touching. Let's see what happens. Meet my pressure, and bingo, it goes. See, without touching, she's strong. When I touch, it goes. I could even check each side. That's going, and that's going. Same here, that's going, that's going. How about over here? I'm going to do gallbladder 20. Yeah, she's got it bilateral. Sometimes it'll only be on one side. It doesn't hurt to do both. So we know those acupressure points are going to be helpful. Okay. Let's check a few other ones here. There's large intestine 4. That's right here. They call it the Hoku point. So I'm touching there. And hold as I push. Wow, that one's going. So she's got a full, you go to Vegas on this one. You got a full house. Hold again. See, she's strong. But as soon as I touch that point, bingo. Now, by the way, you don't stimulate this point if a woman is pregnant. Presume you're not pregnant?
Correct.
Okay, so then that's okay, but just always check in if that is a point that needs work. There's another one here called lung 7, right here on the pulse. So let's see if that's going. And it's going too. Wow. Okay. Sometimes I'll find large intestine 11. Here's another one. That's strong, so that's doing okay. So there's other points as well, but these are like the big ones that I find most common do the job. Now, I'm going to like work a point, and you let me know as I'm stimulating. I'm going to be just doing acupressure with fairly firm, but not too deep. You tell me if I'm going too deep.
Okay.
And you let me know how it feels and if the headache subsides at all. Okay, let me start back at gallbladder 20. See, again, I got the thumb right here, just at the very top of the neck, under the cranium, and it's like pushing in at that point there, and I'll touch here. And is this tender at all?
A little bit, yes.
Okay. So breathe deeply. And let me know how it feels. So I can do this for about 20 seconds and see if I'm getting any improvement on the headache, okay?
I'm already feeling a slight release in tension.
Okay.
I don't know if you felt that on my left side there, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can kind of feel tension in the point, and that's kind of clearing. You'll often feel that when you're working an acupressure point, it'll feel like a knot, and then it'll just kind of melt, okay? So let's check. Did that do some relief alone? That
A little bit, yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to have you work the points right here. You can do kind of again, a little rubbing and pinching right at the bridge of the nose there where your glasses would sit. And while you're doing that, I can work on the large intestine point here, large intestine 4. And at the same time, I can even do lung 7. Breathing deeply. Now, in 5 elements, which we cover in both our energy kinesiology class and our AK Fundamentals home study course, we talk about the 5 elements, and lung and large intestine are on the metal element. Bladder and kidney are on the water element, and gallbladder is on the wood element. So we do more work in balancing the energy in the 5 elements of Chinese medicine. Okay, let me work up here now. How are you feeling any improvements?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, let's go up here now. Was there any point that particularly you noticed? And that's another thing you can do is you can have the person, even without muscle testing, you can have them stimulate the points for 10 to 20 seconds and see if any of them particularly relieve it. And if one stands out, or if you're able to muscle test and you find which one really does the job, then they can do that at home. And I've seen people where a headache will start, and then they'll, as soon as they feel it coming on, they'll work that specific point that I find, and then that will relieve it. Okay, and just keep breathing deeply there. So I'm doing bladder 2.
You're right on the dot. This is actually a lot more tender than
This
where
is
I
the
was
one,
pressing.
huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, I had you on bladder 1. Now I'm up on bladder 2.
Okay.
And then I'll do this here a little bit for you if you can. So again, I'm just right at the bridge of the nose. And any tenderness there?
Not as much as
Okay,
the
this one up
previous
here
one.
was more. Okay, so take a few deep breaths and let's see what your number is now.
It's probably at a 3 right now.
Probably at a 3, okay.
Yeah.
So let's retest the points and see. We made significant progress.
Yeah.
And see if this still needs work. Okay, this one's now strong. Okay, let's see here. All I have to do is come within 2 inches as well. I don't even have to touch these here. Okay, let's check this large intestine. Well, I actually need to do the ones on the other side. Oh, and this still needs some work. And how about here? Okay, so let me have your hand here, and I'm going to check this point because we didn't even do this side. Yeah, that's going to need work, and this one. So let's do this. I'll just go in here and breathe. Now, breath is always a great way to move energy. So we like to, whenever you're doing reflex points like neurolymphatics, acupressure points, You and the person can both breathe, and that helps to get energy moving even further, especially breathing from the belly. It stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, and any further relief from this one?
Slightly, yes.
Okay, so is the point tender or?
My right side is a lot tender than my left side.
See if we're done on this one. So I'm going to touch it, and that's good. I'm going to touch with the thumb here, and that's still going. And this one here, that one was strong, but this one is still needing work. Okay, so we'll just do these two now. Okay, and I can do one at a time as well. So yeah, just see if this clears anything. And one other aspect of headaches can be dehydration. So normally when I start a session with someone, I do the hair pull test, which I'll demonstrate just in case that's a factor. All right. So let's test these now. Hold as I push. That's good. And here, that's good. Okay. So see how you're feeling now. Is there more improvement from where you were at a 3?
I'm at like a 2.
Like at a 2, okay. Okay.
I just have tiny tension there, but it's not as throbbing and pulsing as it was before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's check this out.
This is gone.
This is gone, okay.
Yeah.
Now, acupressure is one approach, but remember we have the ear unrolling technique. I think we've done that on you in previous times when you're here.
Yes.
So let's see what happens when we do the ear unrolling technique. So that is where you're going to pull the rolled over part of the ear and just go around like that. We'll do that about 4 or 5 times. I'll let you do both ears, okay? And then I'll do mine. So this helps to release energy blockage that's going down into the neck and back of the head.
Yep, it's definitely doing it.
Oh, you can feel it, huh? As we're doing it right now. Okay. This is also a good energizer, by the way, but it releases a lot of tension going down into the neck and the back of the head. Okay, so let's check in now. How's it feel?
It feels great.
You got total relief now? Yeah. Oh, good. All right, well, now you know if the headache's coming on, you got your point. So let's just review them. Back here, that's the base, right under the base of the skull, the top of the neck, that's gallbladder 20, okay?
Okay.
Then we've got right here, the bridge of the nose, that's bladder 1. Bladder 2 is right up here. And then we had large intestine 4 for people who are not pregnant. And then in your case, you needed lung 7 as well. So that would be right here, okay?
Okay.
Great. And let's just double check. You're welcome. Let's just double check your hair pull. So I'm going to tug on the hair and yep, you're hydrated, so no challenges there.
Great.
Great. Well, we've got a good result then, eh?
Yep.
Good.
Definitely.
Excellent. Thank you. So this is a great way to use muscle testing to find out where energy's blocked. And remember, all symptoms basically at their core have energy blockage that's contributing to them. When you unblock energy, symptoms go away naturally. So if someone has a headache, they've got blocked energy, and these are common points where energy is blocked, and by stimulating them through acupressure, you can unblock the energy. So use these both for whenever you have a client with a headache, as well as for yourself, friends and family, and you'll get great results.